Wow, this is a place to see the whole city of Chongqing. Beautiful. Interesting. Is it beautiful? It looks like hell. It looks
terrible.
It looks disgusting. You know what's this by the way, can you go back to that for 2 seconds? There is this fascination, I think, that China is still using 1970s logic.
Yeah.
In that, remember when skyscrapers were like a thing?
Remember in the 1970s where film looked bad anyway?
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? Like in the, you know, like 20s through the 70s, it's like skyscrapers were cool, right?
Yeah.
And I think they still think if they make a bunch of ugly, messy skyscrapers that people think that's attractive, it looks bad.
Yeah.
Skyscrapers are ugly. Good city planning and nice organic buildings and good design, that's what people like now. That's good aesthetics, right?
Yeah.
Building a bunch of polluted, tall buildings behind a dirty river that you can't even go in is not aesthetically appealing.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, just the fact that this is put out as propaganda, it's just ridiculous. We all have eyes. We can all see that sky, how polluted and awful that is.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Often they do these shots at night.
Yeah.
And so you see like a glistening LED full of bright light city and you can't see all the pollution, right?
Yeah, so what did you do? You said, like, look at how polluted it is. And then the shills replied. It was funny. They were like, no, that's just fog.
Because it's a mountain area. It's like, that's not fog, bro.
What is, So we're like, okay, let's check.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're like, that was the whole point is I told them like, this looks disgusting. What are you promoting this for? Is something along those lines. And then the person was like, you don't know.
To the next picture.
You have never been China before or something like that. I'm like, yeah, I have. And I've been there and I know that it sucks because I was in that city and it was awful.
Yeah. So, I mean, just looking at it, right? You have 151 as the AQI. That's the air quality index, right? That's relatively
that's a good
/ moderate day for that
Chongqing,
for that area, right? You have a situation where people will just make it up and be like, no, that's not pollution, it's totally fine.
It's fog.
It's fog. And it's like, no, I can go on check right now. And that's the Chinese government censor.
Which they definitely mess with the numbers. They've been caught out in the past putting cotton in the sensors and things. But yeah, it's just one of those things where you can actually see like they had a huge amount of rain. You see that the top line there?
Yeah, it's PM 2.5. That's your average pollution.
Yeah, and you can see it was freaking red, which is obviously unhealthy for days on end, right? Then they had heavy rainfall, which cleared it up for a little bit, and then it became red again.
Yes.
So we're not talking about a very nice, healthy place. It is literally pollution, and again, it's polluted.
151 is pretty damn good for the places I lived in China.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
It says there the max in that week was 180.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a rainy week, by the way.
Yeah, it's a rainy week, so the rain's keeping the pollution down.
So, I mean, if you go...
Dude, there's times where it's 999.
Go to the next slide.
Oh, you got to
You want to see what it looks like sometimes? I'll show you what the map looks like sometimes.
Yes.
This is what China is, you know, a lot of the year. This is what it is. It's truly apocalyptic. I mean, this is today, and Aksu today was 571, right? That's just like, come on, guys. Let's get on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's disgusting, right? I like the fact, I'll get us out of here, that, you know, Japan's all nice and, you know, breathable air.
And Japan's not even a poster child of
Taiwan's
air quality.
breathable air, you know,
Taiwan's
on the one
pollution
side.
It
comes from China. Yeah, they can't.
But Japan's not even a good example, and yet look at how much better it is.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, this pollution problem in China hasn't gone away. People constantly say, oh, that's in the past. China is committed to green technology, energy. One of my favorite things is China is the world leader in solar technology.
That's why I brought it up. That was my claim number 5 in the video. It's like, what are you talking about? For China's the leader in green initiatives? What?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this green initiative?
Now, the way they
looks like red.
Yeah, it is.
And purple.
Yeah, it's red and purple. The way they get away with this, China's the leader in solar technology, is China has produced the most solar panels, which is true.
Yeah.
But in producing those panels, they have generated so much pollution, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
To generate a solar panel, to manufacture that thing, to get what you need to create it, generates so much pollution. And just because they've made a whole bunch of them doesn't mean that they're working or plugged in. Or, you know, it's just like, hey, we made a lot. And remember, just because you make a lot of things doesn't mean you're the best at it.
But that seems to be a thing that the Chinese government uses all the time. Is like the most this. Anyway, somebody had eagle eye, good eagle eyes, by the way, in the chat.
What did they say?
They spotted a 975 up there near Beijing.
Yeah, yeah, 975.
975.
Dude, do you want to be? We've both.
You're gonna die.
We've both experienced.
The highest AQI I've been in, which was truly apocalyptic, was 600, right, in Western Inner Mongolia. When you went, remember we checked when you went, and it was like piercing your eyes. That was only 450.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what 900 is?
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. I don't even know. You probably can't even walk against it because it's solid. You just like
it's just a wall.
Yeah, you like have to part it, you know, and like
you gotta Moses
drag
the
it.
pollution.
Exactly, that's what you do. Anyway, stop believing the lies when people are going on about like, no, it's not pollution, it's just the weather, or it's, oh, it's a foggy area. No, it's freaking pollution, and the sky don't lie, bro. Anyway. Anyway,
yeah, we got to move on.
Yeah,
we got a schedule to keep it. So
I'm really sorry, we're on a schedule here.
So me too. This
interesting, right?
This clip, this is not very nice, is it? Valentine's Day, actually. This clip.
I've had a big environmental push these days. I've turned into a hippie.
Yeah.
So go back to the factory part. Basically, there was a factory that put out some pinkish purple smoke, right?
Yeah, I'll get there.
And obviously, people are going to take video of that in the area and be like, "What's going on?
What's this
By
all
the way,
about?
look at how polluted it already is. I mean,
you can't even see the sky.
Yeah. So you have this like, and by the way, it's not Valentine's Day, so this is like very festive.
Yeah, it's
very
great.
Lovely.
Think about it. Valentine's Day, it's kind of pink, you know?
Yes. So
hearts and love for the environment.
Yeah, I went through this and I was like, what are they going to try to spin this as, right? So I went through the government notice, and they did put out a government notice because people were worried about
people are like, what is this purple smoke everywhere?
Yes. Again, this is
it's in 2021.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we just thought it was so Valentine's-esque because it was just Valentine's Day. But it was funny because the government notice here says that, well, don't worry, right? I'll paraphrase here. Don't worry, it's just iron oxide and rhodium oxide, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm no chemist, right? But I'm like, certainly it's not good to breathe.
Yeah, but they're like,
rust,
they're saying it's harmless.
But it's not just normal iron oxide. This is fumes that are being burned. Iron oxide and rhodium oxide, right? So I'm like, what do you mean it's not? They said it's not toxic. The Chinese government said that to the people. So just a quick cursory Google, and you can look at this, and it says exposure to iron oxide fumes can cause metal fume fever. This is a flu-like illness with symptoms of metallic taste, fever and chills, aches, chest tightness, and cough. Prolonged or repeated contact can discolor the eyes and causing permanent iron staining. This is from NewJersey.gov.
Wow, so you can actually get discolored. Does it mean you get like purple eyes?
Maybe it looks really cool.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Remember I made that edit of you. You had purple eyes. You had iron oxide.
But I think the whites of your eyes would be affected, not the
That's
iris.
absolutely correct. Harmful if inhaled, affects respiratory system. Now, by the way, I looked this up. It doesn't look horribly devastating, but it's not harmless. It's not completely harmless. The government's like, it's fine, totally fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's totally okay.
You had in that, you look up what it was from, and I figured it out. This is from arc welding. It's like probably an industrial level of arc welding happening, or welding type thing, because this is what the gas byproduct is iron oxide being burned off.
Yeah.
You look at rhodium, right? All rhodium compounds should be regarded as highly toxic and carcinogenic. And it's like, when you heat it, may emit toxic rhodium oxide fumes under fire conditions. Again, this isn't just rhodium oxide, which is probably relatively harmless. You're burning it.
Sure. You're just releasing it out into the atmosphere, just like old Chinese factories just release every rubbish thing that they can think of.
I just love the catch-all, like, when you have a government with no transparency and they can say or do whatever they want, and no one's allowed to dissent, and there's no outside sources or anything like this, then you get the government that says totally fine, and they hand it out.
Yeah,
and that's why you have this cancer rate like you have in China, and
it's insane.
Whole villages we met of people that get cancer from the groundwater and stuff.
Yeah, it's a pretty dire situation. Yeah. So. Again, if anyone tries to tell you that China's leading the world in green, technology and all that, it's rubbish. They're actually destroying the world more than any other country right now, at present. You can see, again, they twist the words as headlines like China plans, or China has, got a plan in motion that's going to be put together or something. It's always about the future. It's never about now.
No.
Because they can kick the can down the road as much as they want.
Yeah.
And people don't question them as long as they shut them up with a little, don't worry, we're planning to do something.
That's right.
And so if you were to look right now, you would see that China is causing the greatest amount of damage to the environment in the entire world.
Yes.
It really is, in a huge way. And by orders of magnitude, more than any other country ever has. And, we can't just let them get away with it all the time. Environmental people, where are you?
At least be honest about it.
Yeah, where are you? Greta Thunbergs of the world worrying about, like,
Where
Palestine
are
and
you?
stuff. Like, what are you doing?
I'm so sorry. They should sing that.
Yeah.
And
It's
I
like,
mean it.
If you care about the environment, go care about the environment, is what I'm saying. And care about what China is doing to the environment.
Yes.
This is hilarious.
Give that interior a little spray.
Give it a
down.
power wash.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he taught his son to do the same.
Yeah, like father, like son, you know? Man, this audio's deep fried.
So deep fried. I love it.
This guy can herd goats, though, man.
He's doing everything within his ability.
This is the most fabulous goose ever. What's going on?
This is how you attract a crowd in rural China.
This is rural ingenuity.
Pretty epic.
Yeah.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it.